Donald Trump just wrapped up a truly disastrous press conference with Germany's Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Donald Trump starts by comparing Russia's unlawful invasion of Ukraine to two children fighting like crazy in a park. You see it in hockey. Here, play this clip.
But sometimes you see two young children fighting like crazy. They hate each other and they're fighting in a park. And you try and pull them apart. They don't want to be pulled. Sometimes you're better off letting them fight for a while and then pulling them apart. And I gave that analogy to Putin yesterday. I said, President, maybe you're going to have to keep fighting and suffering a lot because both sides.
Next, Donald Trump says that Putin told him that he has no choice but to further attack Ukraine, and it's not going to be pretty. Play this clip.
There's some additional fighting that's going to go on. You know, he attacked and they attacked pretty harshly. They went deep into Russia. And he actually told me, I mean, I made it very clear. He said, we have no choice but to attack based on that. And it's probably not going to be.
Now, the whole point of Friedrich Merz meeting with Donald Trump was to try to get the United States to support Europe in defending Ukraine. And this is what Donald Trump is saying. Then Donald Trump starts talking about the 2020 election, and he says that it was rigged. And he says the biggest scandal outside of the rigged 2020 election is the Autopen scandal. Here, play this clip.
Look, the Autopen, I think, is the big scandal outside of the rigged election of 2020. I think the biggest scandal of the last many years is the Autopen. And who's using it? I happen to think I know, okay, because I'm here. And I'm not a big Autopen person, fortunately. I'm glad. I'm very glad. It's an easy way out. But
he then continues to talk about Autopen and his view that former President Biden really wasn't running the country and there was a robot that was running the country because Biden was executed in 2020. And then there was a Autopen that was just signing things and that's how the country was being run. This is what Trump is saying in front of Friedrich Merz. And Donald Trump says he hasn't uncovered anything yet. He said, but he had a debate with the human mind. He says he debated the human mind and he's seen the human mind, Donald Trump says. Here, play this clip.
So I'm asking, have you uncovered any evidence that anything specific was signed without President Biden's knowledge or by other people in the administration acting illegally?
Well, I don't think Biden would know whether or not he signed it.
I'm asking if you've uncovered any of that information.
No, but I've uncovered, you know, the human mind. I was in a debate with the human mind. And I didn't think he knew what the hell he was doing. So, you know, it's just one of those things, one of those problems. We can't ever allow that to happen to our country. The danger our country was in, and I know some of the people that worked with him, look, radical left, horrible people. And I could give you the name of some of the people that use the Autopen because I'm here.
He's seen the human mind. What in the world is he even saying? This is, as an American, this is just so humiliating to watch this go down in the Oval Office. And then you have Friedrich Merz in a very solemn way in the Oval Office say, you know, tomorrow is the D-Day anniversary when the Americans ended a war in Europe. And Trump's response was, that was not a pleasant day for you, not a pleasant day. And Friedrich Merz has to explain, it was the liberation of my country from a Nazi dictatorship, Donald. And we need to focus on what Putin is doing right now and remember the lessons of history. Here, play this clip.
June 6th, tomorrow, this is D-Day Anniversary, when the Americans once ended a war in Europe. And I think this is in your hand in specific, in ours.
That was not a pleasant day for you?
No, that was not a pleasant.
This was not a great
in
day.
the long run, Mr. President, this was the liberation of my country from Nazi dictatorship.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
And we know what we owe you. But this is the reason why I'm saying that America is again in a very strong position to do something on this war and ending this war. So let's talk about what we can do jointly, and we are ready to do what we can. And you know that we gave support to Ukraine, and that we are looking for more pressure on Russia. The European Union did, and we should talk about that.
We will.
Then Donald Trump just lies and says that eggs have come down 400%, which they haven't. Play this clip.
Grocery prices are down. Everything. Remember eggs? We weren't going to buy another egg for the next 20 years. They were so expensive, right? Remember? You guys all hit me about eggs. Eggs have come down 400%. Everybody has eggs now. They're having eggs for breakfast again. But if you...
Going back to Russia, Donald Trump says, you know, if Russia gets out of line, we'll be like, you'll be so amazed. You'll be so amazed how tough we are. I don't have any friends. What is he even saying? Play this clip.
It'll happen. I believe that. And if it doesn't happen, or if I see somebody's out of line, if Russia's out of line, you'll be amazed how tough. Remember this. They like to say that I'm not friends with anybody. I'm friends with you. I'm not friends with that. I want the right thing to happen for our country, for everybody, for humanity. But I'm the one that stopped the pipeline. It's called Nord Stream 2. Until I came along, nobody ever heard, not one person in this room ever heard of Nord Stream 2. You probably did, yes, because it went to Germany. He's the only.
Trump is asked about sanctions on Russia, and Donald Trump says, it's in my brain, the deadline. It's in my brain. We'll be very tough. It could be on both countries. Both countries. Both countries. And then you have the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz looking at him like, you are an idiot. Both countries? What are you talking about? Play this clip.
You've had enough. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, so would you consider to put more sanctions on Russia? Because this discussion is going on now for weeks and months, and you tweeted about it once, but then nothing happens. So
yeah, when I see the moment when we're not going to make a deal, when this thing won't stop,
is there a deadline?
If that moment, yeah, it's in my brain, the deadline. When I see the moment where it's not going to stop, and I'm sure you're going to do the same thing, will be very, very, very tough. And it could be on both countries, to be honest. You know, it takes two to tango. But we're going to be very tough. Whether it's Russia or anybody else, we're going to be very tough.
A reporter asked Donald Trump, if you did this travel ban based upon the the terrorist attack by the Egyptian national in Boulder, Colorado, why isn't Egypt added to the list of the countries subject to your travel ban? And Trump's like, oh, I like Egypt better. Play this clip.
On your new travel ban, why now? And if the Boulder attack was part of your reasoning, why not include Egypt on that list where the suspect is from?
Well, because Egypt has been a country that we deal with very closely. They have things under control. The countries that we have don't have things under control. And why now? I can say that it can't come soon enough, frankly. We want to keep bad people out of our country. The Biden administration allowed some horrendous people, and we're getting them out one by one, and we're not stopping until we get them out. We have thousands of murderers. I even hate to say this in front of the Chancellor. Of course, you have a little problem, too, with some of the people that were allowed into your country. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It shouldn't have happened. I told her it shouldn't have happened what she did. But you have your own difficulty with that, and we do, and we're moving them out, and we're moving them out very strongly. But it can't come fast enough. We want to get them out. We want to get them out now. We don't want to have other bad people coming into our country. By using the word bad, I'm being nice. Okay, question.
The weather is heating up, and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend that you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating, so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. Now, using those silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather, so you get better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle Made sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than the sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Upgrade your sleep as the weather heats up. Go to trymiracle.com/Meidas to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Meidas at checkout, you'll get free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Meidas and use the code Meidas to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Meidas to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
So then Donald Trump spends the rest of this disastrous press conference bashing Elon Musk. Donald Trump says on Elon Musk, I think he just misses the place and he has Trump derangement syndrome. Play this clip.
Some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different and they become hostile. I don't know what it is. Someday you'll write a book about it and you'll let us know. Yeah.
Then Donald Trump says, Elon wore the hat that said Trump is right on everything. So once you wear the hat, you can't criticize me. He wore the hat. That's what Trump says. Here, play this clip.
Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best thing. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. And again, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest economic development moves anywhere. We've never done anything like it. Business is spurred. And I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but the numbers.
And then Donald Trump talks about Elon Musk having a black eye. And Trump says, I offered him makeup. Now he's coming out against the budget bill. I told him to wear makeup when I saw he had a black eye. Play the clip.
He wanted that person, a certain person, and we said no. And, you know, I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting. And very nice. He wants to be who he is. So you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon.
Then Donald Trump lies and just makes up that there's a trade deal between the United States and China when all that happened was the United States capitulated and took 145% tariffs to 30% tariffs. And then Donald Trump spoke to Xi Jinping. Donald Trump begged for a call this morning with Xi Jinping. The United States president begged for a call with Xi Jinping. And the reason he begged for a call is because American car manufacturers and industry are not getting the rare earth minerals that were needed as part of the supply chain process, the manufacturing process. So Trump had to beg Xi Jinping to release some of the rare earth minerals from China. Here, play this clip.
With China, as you know, but we were straightening out some of the points, having to do mostly with rare earth, magnets, and some other things.
So those reduced trade tariff rates, they remain in effect?
Yeah, we have the deal. I mean, we've had a deal. We announced the deal, and we'll be, I guess you could say, I wouldn't even say finalizing it up, Scott. I would say we have a deal, and we're going to just make sure that everybody understands what the deal is. Okay? We had a really good conversation. By the way, he invited me to China, and I invited him here. We both accepted. So I'll be going there with the First Lady at a certain point, and he'll be coming here, hopefully, with the First Lady of China.
Donald Trump then Finishes the press conference by saying how disappointed he is at Elon. Play the clip.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
And he continues to say that Elon is very upset that we took out the electric vehicle mandate. Play this clip.
All of the things that we're doing, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate and, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And, they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And, Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. That's been, I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning. Mr. Secretary, that hasn't changed at all, right from the beginning. But I know that it disturbed him. He wanted, and rightfully, he recommended somebody from that he, I guess, knew very well. I'm sure he respected him, but to run NASA. And I didn't think it was appropriate. And he happened to be a Democrat, like totally Democrat. And I say, look, we won. We get certain privileges. And one of the privileges, we don't have to appoint a Democrat. NASA is very important. We have great people. General Kane is going to be picking somebody with our, we'll be checking him out, seeing, but he wanted that person, a certain person, and we said no. And, I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for...
And again, it should be noted that Donald Trump was the one who begged for the call with China this morning. And then Elon Musk responded and said, whatever, keep the EV solar incentive cuts in the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair. But ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill. In the entire history of civilization, there has never been legislation that is both big and beautiful. Everyone knows this. Either you get a big and ugly bill or a slim and beautiful bill. Slim and beautiful is the way. Keep you posted here on the MeidasTouch Network. But what a disastrous press conference with Friedrich Merz. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.